All right, so currently when we play our game, it just starts right into the game. Now, I don't know if you've ever played any video games, but they never do that. Usually there's a start screen. So we're just going to make a start screen in this video. It should be relatively straightforward. We've already kind of done very similar things. It's just going to use most of the things we already know, but we're just going to get that done now. So I'm just going to go ahead and do File, New Scene. And let's just go ahead and save that right off the bat. File, Save As. And then just make sure you save in your scenes folder of your assets folder. And we're just going to call this the start screen, just so that it's already good. And then also while we're at it, go to File, Build Settings, and add Open Scene. I'm just going to click and drag that to the top so that way it's 0. It's our first level. Okay, close out of that. Great. Halfway there. Well, not really, but okay. So now what I need is actually make the UI. So I'm going to go to Create, and we'll just do UI, and let's just start with text. I can't really see it in this view. You want to use the game view, and you're going to see it's right down here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on this, and I'm going to go ahead and attach it. I'm going to hold Alt and Shift and attach it to the top middle. And we'll just call this the title text. Literally, you can do whatever you want with it. I'm going to go ahead and position it down farther. Let's go like, I don't know, -100 we'll say. And then I'm going to change my font here. I'm just going to go ahead and use the same font for everything because I don't feel like going through the whole process. But if you remember when we did it before, you would just go to like a website like DaFonts, download it, import it, drag it into your fonts folder in your assets folder here, and you can use that. But I'm just going to go ahead and grab that one. Let's change the size to like 72. You're going to see it doesn't appear, and that's because if it's 72, it's probably higher than this 30, so I'm going to make that 100. And I'm also going to change the width. Remember, this is the bounding box. If this bounding box is smaller than the text won't appear. So let's do 500. That looks okay. And let's go ahead and put the title here. We're going to call it Super Cone Man, just because. And then we're going to center align it. That looks fine. I'm going to go ahead and change the color here to like an orange. Okay, and just go ahead and add that shadow. So the easiest way is go add component. Start typing in shadow. You'll see shadow, and that'll add the shadow. Okay, that could probably be bigger and stuff. I don't want to go through all the formatting. You can format it. I think you know how to do that, so I don't want to waste time on that. I'm also going to click on the main camera here and just change the background color. Let's do like, I don't know, a color that makes sense for my Super Cone Man. Maybe do, I don't know. That doesn't look very good, but whatever. Okay, so we're going to go with that. Next thing I'm going to need, so that's a real basic thing. After that, you might want to put a picture of your guy, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to go to, well, I still have the canvas on there, Create, UI, and let's just do an image. There it is right there, and I can choose a sprite. I'm just going to go ahead and grab, I guess, I don't know, let's say this one. There he is, and then I'm just going to click on this. Middle mouse button, I'm sorry, not middle mouse button, Alt and Shift, click on that, put him right in the center. Great. And you can do more with that if you want, but if you want to put pictures in there or something like that, that's how you do it. It's pretty straightforward. Now what I need is a start and a quit button, okay? You can add more buttons than that, but at the most basic, that's probably what we need. So I'm going to go to Create, UI, and you'll see there's all sorts of buttons here. We're just going to go with the basic one here. It's just the button, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and call this the Start button. And there it is right there. I'm going to hold Alt and Shift, and we will again go to the center. I'm going to do everything from the center. Then position Y, let's do minus, or position X, -100. That'll shove it over that way. The width and the height is actually going to determine the size of this. So if you look, it's definitely too big. So let's make this 100. We'll leave it at 30. That's fine. I also want to move it down, actually. That was too high. So let's do -100. I like to do solid numbers because that way it's easy to put the next one down. And you can actually make your own button graphic. So what you would do is make a graphic. I'm not going to cover it right now, but go into like Photoshop. And then you would make it something like this. Actually, you know what? I will. I'm going to go ahead and open up Photoshop. Or you can use Photopea or a different program, but the same basic rules apply. Once you got Photoshop open up, create new, And then I'm just going to do it just like the one is, just to make things easier. So we'll do 32 by 32. Either way, it has to be square. And then we'll hit create. It's going to give me a tiny little square to work with. Okay, and I'm just going to control plus plus plus. Now the thing that really, this is the only reason why I'm even showing you this, is that what you're going to want to do is go to view and then do like a new guide layout, and then do, let me see, I guess it'd be 3 columns by 3 rows. Make sure there's no gutter, so it basically end up with 9 sections like that. And then from there you can make your button however you want to make it. So what that means is that let's see, let's say I just want to do something real custom. So I'm just going to go like this, and I'm just going to go like that, and I'm just going to draw my button. Okay, let me see, opacity flow. Why is that so? Oh, let's make it one more bigger. So we'll go like this, just so you get an idea. Okay, it's not a super great button. And then I'll just paint the inside like yellow or something. Okay, and then you can see it's the problem with doing it this way. Okay, well, spend more time on it. Don't make crappy looking buttons, otherwise they look crappy. Okay, so you do something like that. The thing that you have to remember is this. This is what's going to happen, is it's going to stretch this side. This will become the corner. It'll stretch this side. This will become the corner, and it will stretch that side. Okay? You can make all sorts of custom buttons this way, but this is, it's going to slice it up that way. All right? So now I'll just go ahead and save as, and I'll just, oh, actually, oops, cancel. And I did it right on the background. I wasn't thinking. Okay. We're going to do it again. So let's do a better job this time. This time I'm just going to do something real a bit simpler. I'm going to do a rounded rectangle. And, oh, actually, it's right up here. So fill, we'll do yellow. Stroke, we'll leave 2. I'm going to start from the top corner here. And that was a bit higher than I was hoping for. Let's go here. And we'll say that looks acceptable. Okay. We're going to save it now. Okay, so Control-Shift-S. And I'm just going to go ahead and save this as a PNG. And we'll just say basic button graphic for Unity. Okay? Yep. Then bring that in like you normally would into my assets folder. Sprites. Grab it in there. Okay. Go to your button here, and then instead of UI sprite, we're just going to go ahead and grab the basic button. And you're going to see it's a little bit stretched out, and that's because if you look, the image type, it says simple. We want sliced. Notice before it had these little lines in there. Watch what we do, slice. Sliced, and then image doesn't have a border. Oh. All right, hang on 1 second. Got to go back to the image here. So, single, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, I'm going to go to the sprite editor. And what we have to do is basically slice this up. Okay, so on the top here, you'll see this little border thing. I want to pull this down and pull this one up, roughly to where you want your straight spots to be. And then I'll pull this one this way. We'll say here, and pull this one this way. Okay. So what I'm looking for is that means that this will be my long sides. This will be a long side, although maybe that's a little bit. Let's go a little bit smaller. Okay. And then this will be the rounded part. Okay. Then we'll just hit apply, and we'll exit out of that. Let's go back to the start button. And, oh, there you go. Now you can see it's working. So what it's doing is it's stretching out the long part, and then the corner is always going to be that rounded part here. Okay, but you have to basically slice it in the other thing, such as I showed you. And you can do all sorts of cool things with that. All right, so just so you can see, you can make your own button graphics. I highly suggest it because the ones that are there are pretty ugly. You could also just straight up make an image and just put the image there, and that would also be fine. Okay. I would also, when you make them, I shouldn't have done this. I made mine colored. Just make it like a black and white one. That way you can go ahead and apply any color you want to it. if you want to add like, other coloring aspects. Okay, so I got the start button. Let's go ahead and go to the text, and we're just going to do start. Oh, that's not what I needed to do. Oops, back here. Down here is supposed to say start. Start. Okay. Now I could also go through and rename, change the fonts and all that. I'm just not going to bother right now, but just be aware that that's what you would do. Okay. And I think that's fine. So I'm just going to duplicate it, Control D, and we'll just call this the quit button. Quit. Oops. Quit button. If I could spell. Okay, apparently I have caps lock. Quit button. That looks also fine. So let's hit enter. Click on. Oh, actually, that's not what I want to do. I want to change this to 100, so it's on the other side. And then we're going to go to its text on the inside and just change this to quit so we know what it is. Okay. Again, you could do a lot of formatting and such. I'm just trying to get something real basic kind of in there. All right. Great. So now we have those. The next thing I need to do is this. I need to have an object that's going to control my. I need to have script basically to control these. Okay. So we're going to go to my scripts. And you can see I don't have anything super great here. So none of these really make sense to hook up here. So we're just going to go ahead and do create C# script, and we'll just call this like start menu script. Okay, great. Open that up. Hopefully it pops up at some point. All right, let's make this bigger so you can see it. All right, that's too big. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of this just because it bothers me. And we only really need two functions out of this. We just need a start game and a quit game. So we'll do start game for this one, and I'm going to change this one to quit game. And then in start game, actually, let's do, hang on. In start game, we can actually do, just to make things easier, you could just copy and paste what we made for the go to next scene button. Or, see, it kind of makes a difference of, we want the game to start on the first level, right? So probably the easiest way to go about doing this is just to, we'll do it first and I'll show you. Scene manager, right? It's just a built-in method, built-in function. And then we're just going to go ahead and load scene, and the scene we want to load is level 1. Okay, we don't have to go through all the fancy code like we did before. One of the issues that we're going to have though is that this is not going to work because we don't have the scene management loaded in. So if you remember, we can only use what's up here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do using Unity engine dot scene management. Otherwise, will show up as like a weird error, and it's probably not something that you would want. Okay, so scene manager. Okay, and then quit game is just application dot. Come on, quit, like that. Okay, so start game, quit game. That's all there is to it. Just save that. Go back here. Oh, actually, one other thing. These need to be public because I need to be able to access them from the game. So we're going to use the buttons. In order for the buttons to interact with these need to be public functions. So I almost forgot that. Okay, then save it. So public void start game, scene load scene 1, public void quit game, application dot quit. And that's all this is going to be. So go back here. Hopefully don't get any errors. Okay, and then we have to have an object in here to attach them to. We could really attach it to anything. Let's just go ahead and we'll just attach it right to the canvas. It's not usually what I do, but let's just do that. So, where are you? Start menu. We'll just drop it right on there. Great. Okay. So, with the start button, if you scroll down, you're going to see on click. So that's the event listener. Hit the little plus to add an event. And now it needs an object to find the script on. I'm just going to click and drag my canvas onto that object. And now, when you go in here, you can see all the functions, all the things that are attached to it. We want to go to our start menu script, and then you should see start game. And that will start the game. Then, let's go to this one, and we're going to, again, click little plus to add an event. And again, drag my canvas onto it. Okay, and then go start menu, and now we want quick game. And if we were to play it, and if I start game, it's going to go to the first level. Whee! Pretty easy. Okay, easy breezy. All right, great. So that is a basic start menu. You could do lots more with it. You could have another item where, like, maybe you make another scene and it has the controls in it. You could put the controls in here. You could do lots of things with it, but I do suggest kind of polishing this. This is one of those things where you don't. I could show you a little bit of code, and then you can make it look really good if you just spend the time on the graphics. But yeah, there's the start menu.